So the New England Patriots nearly topped their worst loss in the Belichick era. Nearly topped it. This time, though, in shutout fashion, 34-0 against the New Orleans Saints, who had an offense problem through the first 4 games of the year, even with Derek Carr. Couldn't score points on a consistent basis, and they dropped 34, although 7 of those points came on a pick 6 by Honey Badger Tyrann Mathieu. But Derek Carr was good, 2 touchdown passes, QBR 71, pass rating of 114. Derek Carr played well, and Saints running game, although not, again, it took them 42 carries to get to $136, but nonetheless established the run relatively early and relatively often. Listen, I did my Mac Jones last week as we shift to New England. I did my Mac Jones rant last week. He's not good. He's clearly a backup. I think even the biggest Mac Jones defenders can very obviously see that. Again, 12 for 22, 110 yards, 2 interceptions. The first one, which was the pick 6, was an awful throw. Had a passer rating of 30 and a QBR 0 to 100 of 7. Because he's not good. Like I've been saying that. I've been saying since the day he stepped in the NFL, he's a backup quarterback. Like that's just where it's at. So Mac Jones is not good. However, this is not about Mac Jones today. This is about Bill Belichick. So yesterday, again, against the Saints offense that was struggling pretty badly. So badly that Adam Schefter actually reported Sunday morning on ESPN that if the Saints lost and had a bad offensive performance, they were likely going to fire their offensive coordinator. That's how bad it was. I mean, if you look at the Saints' first 4 games of the year, rough sledding offensively. 16, 20, 17, and 9. I mean, they've got to 20 once through their first 4 games. And they broke 34 yesterday. Again, 7 of those points coming out of pick 6, but you get the picture. They were much better offensively. So now you can't even say about Bill Belichick, hey, listen, his offenses are bad. The man does not know how to draft to save his life. His defenses are good, though. You know, they take the ball away consistently. They get to the quarterback consistently. Can't even say that anymore. I know Christian Gonzalez is out, and I love Christian Gonzalez. Said so after he was drafted out of Oregon. He's not that valuable. He's valuable. He's not 34-0 valuable. Again, we know New England's offense is bad, but this comes down to, look, I'm not going to state the obvious. Oh yeah, Tom Brady was more impactful to New England's success than Bill Belichick. Yeah, duh. Fact of the matter is, I said that on my show before Brady even left New England. I mean, if you look at Belichick's coaching record pre-Brady, wasn't great. 1 playoff appearance, losing record, no conference title game appearances. I've actually compared him to Andy Reid and said, Reid's the better coach. Reid's had success without Mahomes. Belichick's had no success without Brady. But be that as it may, even if Brady leaves, which he did in 2020, and New England is no longer in championship contention, which you're not going to. When Michael Jordan retires, the Bulls are not in championship contention. When LeBron leaves Cleveland twice, they're out of the mix. Okay, when you have these historically great athletes that leave a franchise, they're not going to be good. They may be respectable, but they're not going to be good. Belichick hasn't even been respectable. In this basically 3.25 years since Tom left, they have a playoff appearance in their resume. And by the way, in that 1 playoff appearance, yeah, they were beat by 30 against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. They were awful. Defense was awful. Mac Jones was awful. Belichick was awful. And I said this about Mac last week. I said, even as a Mac Jones skeptic, or at this point, just a truth teller, when he came to the NFL, I'm like, okay, look, the kid's really smart, makes good decisions, doesn't turn the ball over. Like, he's pretty good in the pocket. He's accurate. And I said last week, okay, you can't even say those things about Mac anymore. You can't. The things that used to be Belichick's kind of hallmarks, like the things you could always get with him on a week-to-week basis, can't get anymore. Penalties, they're one of the most penalized teams in the National Football League, and some pretty bad ones at some pretty inopportune times. Defense, awful. Drafting, which Belichick is the general manager of the Patriots, awful. I mean, folks, he took 2 guards in the draft last year. Like, an offense that is devoid of talent at the quarterback position, at the running back position, at the skill position players, wide receivers, tight ends. He's out here taking interior offensive linemen. The guy is stuck in not just 2000, guys stuck in like 1980 in terms of how you win football games in the NFL. And so I think it's safe to say, given how bad it's been for New England, again, folks, the Patriots in their last 2 games have been outscored 72-3. Now, the 3, of course, has a lot to do with Mac Jones, who is, simply put, not a very good quarterback and is a backup. But I've been saying that. But the 72 part, now let's subtract 14 because 2 of those came on Mac Jones. 21 of those came on Mac Jones turnovers, so no shock there. So 62 subtract 21, that's still 41. 41-3. That doesn't set off the alarm bells just a little bit. You do have Matthew Judon. You've still got pretty good linebackers. Can't make it happen. Again, against the Saints offense yesterday, that cannot score points right now through the first part of the season. So what do I think is going to happen? First of all, I think the Patriots are going to go best case scenario 6-11, which is where I had them at before the year started, last in the AFC East. I mean, the Jets with freaking Zach Wilson look better today. Jets without their starting quarterback look better than the Patriots. I think at season's end, Bob Kraft, and we know Bob Kraft is a competitive man like all the great owners in sports are. He's not a guy who's just going to rest in his laurels, be chill. You know what? I've got the 6 Lombardis. I got the 6 ring. No. Not the good owners, and Robert Kraft certainly qualifies as that. Season's end, who do the Patriots play? Just out of curiosity. Okay, the Patriots play the Jets in Week 18. I'm going to assume they probably lose that game. They barely won. I mean, they scored 15 points against the Jets, barely won last time. But I would have to assume, and frankly, I think this is what's going to happen. Bob Kraft calls Belichick into his office the next day, the morning of January the 8th, 2024. And says, Bill, it's been a great run. It's been 23 years. Vast majority of those were contending for championships. It's a lot of fun. But either you step down as general manager or we agree to part ways. Because virtually all the players in that football field, if not all of them, on that football field for the New England Patriots yesterday and this season, Belichick handpicked every single one. So Bill Belichick, the general manager, is negatively impacting Bill Belichick, the coach, who already I said was overrated before the year, or not before the year, for 4 years. And if Belichick refuses to get the GM role, then Bob Kraft says that I'm going to have to ask for a letter of resignation. And it's going to be a press release by the Patriots. The Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots have mutually agreed to part ways. Like he's not going to fire him. He's not going to say, Bill, it's been good. You're out of here. He's not going to not after how much success the Patriots have had. I know Brady Brady deserves 80-90% of the credit there. Bill was still part of that. Bill still put together some great game plans against the greatest show on turf back in 2001. He was still a part of this. He's not just going to kick him out the back door. But either he lets go of some power, which he so much sought after Brady left, or he leaves. That's what's going to happen. And knowing Belichick, he probably says, you know what, screw it, I'm out of here. That's what I think is going to happen. I think this is Bill Belichick's final season as the New England Patriots head coach. I mean, at some point, results have to matter more than reputation. Sure, his reputation is that of the guy who is chasing Don Shula for the most wins by a coach in NFL history. At this rate, you think he's going to get that? I sure don't. This offense is abysmal. This defense is poorly coached. And Bill Belichick is a bad general manager and has been for quite some time. What you going to do, New England? Thanks so much for watching the show on YouTube, and be sure to go click that big red subscribe button and check out the other clips and full shows from Carving It Up Live, as well as our other incredible content creators here on the Grid Network.